Testing. Shalom, welcome. I'm Kiki Newman, a shlucha in Efrat, Eretz Yisrael for the last 7 years. Efrat is in Yehuda v'Shomron, and we service the many English speakers that live there. Shalom, Shmi Kiki Newman, אני שליחה באפרת, ארץ הקודש. זה כבוד ענק וזכות עמוק להציג את אחיותיי, השליחות הקדושות, מארץ הקודש ולהיות פה יחד איתכן. I'll begin by sharing that it's humbling to speak here in a room of so many powerhouses and inspiring women from all over the world. It feels to me that we don't just come from different places, we also come for different purposes. Coming to the Kinus means something different for each shlucha and even for the same shlucha at different stages of her life. For many years for me, coming to the Kinus was a chance to get away, have some alone time, recharge. I didn't necessarily go to every session. I went to the banquet, I met up with friends, and refilled my cup in my own way. But for other shluchais, those who are going through personal struggles, whether it's fertility, shalom bayis, mental health, or any other challenge, the Kinus is so much more than that. It's not just a boost, it's a lifeline. For me, last year, everything changed. It was a few months after October 7th, and for me and my fellow shluchais from Eretz Yisrael, the Kinus took on a completely different meaning. It was my lifeline. I had nothing left. I felt like my battery was completely drained, barely able to move me forward. For the first time last year, I didn't miss a single session. Every Farbrengen, every shir, every moment, I soaked it up like oxygen. I was there every second, searching for connection, for refueling, for something to help keep me going. This year, while not as extreme, I still feel like there was no way I could miss the Kinus. The war is still ongoing, and we, the shluchais everywhere in the world, and especially the shluchais in Eretz Yisrael, are still carrying the weight of our communities. We're not just here to fill our cups, we are picking up shattered pieces, supporting all those around us while trying to hold ourselves together. It's a lot. What I'm trying to say is that the Kinus looks different for each of us at different times in our lives. And let's take a second to look around. There are shluchais here who are holding on by a thread, and to them, the Kinus is more than just a time to reconnect, it's a lifeline. Be aware, mindful, reach out, share a hug or a kind word. Exactly 1 year ago, sitting right there, I remember Chani Friedman, the shlucha from Ashkelon, sharing, turn to your Israeli shluchais, they need you, see how they're doing, give them a hug. I remember my eyes filling with tears, and for every shlucha who came over and asked me, are you okay? Do you need anything? I just hugged them and cried. Each of those hugs filled me up for the entire year. Thank you for being extensions of the Rebbe's unconditional love. This to me is the meaning of what the Rebbe says in the Sikha that we're soon going to learn with Rebbe Tzanesti Marazav, Ishas Reu Yazairu. And to me, this is what hiskashrus is as well. Hiskashrus looks different for each person, and it can also change at different times in our lives. The previous generation of shluchais talk about their connection to the Rebbe. It is so beautiful and inspiring, but at the same time, over the years, I often felt distant from it, and has made me feel small in my own hiskashrus. I would ask myself, do I even have hiskashrus? I can't even say the word Rebbe the way that they do, with the Yiddish inflection, with that special yearning. When I was asked to speak at the Ohel today, I thought, pick someone else, pick someone with real hiskashrus. But when I really thought about it, I realized that just like coming to the Kinus looks different for everyone, hiskashrus does too. For the previous generation, hiskashrus was living with the Rebbe in a tangible way, physically being in 770. But for my generation, and certainly for those who never met the Rebbe at all, hiskashrus takes on a completely different form. For me, hiskashrus has looked different at different points in my life. When I'm in a strong place, hiskashrus for me is a deep sense of awe and gratitude for being part of the Rebbe's army. The Rebbe was so ahead of his time in empowering women, and as someone with a natural, fiery-born, feminist leadership energy, I feel so blessed to be part of this mission. Every year when I come to the Kinus, I am overwhelmed with a sense of Ashreinu. Other times, coming to the Ohel feels like coming home, like being embraced, being seen, being able to pour my heart out. And then there's the hard times, in years when I've struggled with mental health, when I felt completely broken. Hiskashrus was knowing that I have a Rebbe who lifts me up when I'm at my lowest. It's the feeling that the Rebbe is carrying me when I can't carry myself. I'm sharing this because I hope that someone else can connect to it. Maybe someone else here has felt like their hiskashrus is not enough. And I want to say that whatever your hiskashrus looks like, it is enough because it's real and it's yours. I want to end with a beautiful story. Rabbi Yosef Weinberg was once trying to get an urgent message to the Rebbe. The Rebbe and one of the secretaries were in the Rebbe's room. So figuring that the secretary would notice his letter, he stuffed it in the side of the Rebbe's door. The secretary didn't notice it, and the letter fluttered to the floor. The Rebbe, seeing the letter lying on the floor, bent down and picked it up. Rabbi Weinberg was mortified that he caused the Rebbe to bend down and pick up his note, so he wrote the Rebbe an apology letter. The Rebbe's answer was heartwarming. Is this not my entire purpose, to uplift, especially things that others overlook? Here we are at the Ohel. This year, I am here to be picked up by the Rebbe. And to return to the mashal of filling our tanks, I want to share one last personal anecdote. This year, because of the war, most airlines canceled flights and only El Al was flying. The tickets were extremely expensive, and my husband decided he's not going to go to the Kinus this year. He felt like he was in a good place, and it wasn't financially responsible. In the past, he'd gone when he really needed it, but this year he felt like he could manage without me. The night before the Kinus, I got a call from a guy in our community. Please send me your husband's full name and passport number. We're buying him a ticket to go tonight to the Kinus. My husband protested, but they told him, this is not just for you. This is for all of us. They said, when you fill your tank, it overflows to us, to the entire community, and to everyone around. Even if you don't go to a single session, just being in a room full of shluchos, being surrounded by people who understand you, that alone is enough to uplift you. And when you are uplifted, you bring that back to your entire community. So as we stand here at the Ohel, may we all be filled up, our tanks, our neshamas, our spirits, and may we take that overflowing energy and bring it back to our communities, to our families, and to our shluchos. Ashreinu.